Hi, welcome to Getting Past Fear, a small video by Robin Albright Studios. It's actually my coaching model, so it's designed and created by myself, Robin Albright. Who am I? I'm an artist, a coach, a speaker, and author. But more than anything else, I'm a human being just like you, trying to figure out and maneuver my way through this thing called life. So far, this is what I've come up with. It seems to me like we're given this amazing gift, mind, body, and spirit. And I see it that our mind and our body are both closely anchored to the earth because when we die, they both fall to the ground, splat, dead, they're gone. But inside of us, there's this other piece, this piece that can't be contained because it's pure energy. It's our spirit. So it's connected, from what I see, it's connected to source. And it's past, present, and future, always flowing. Let's look a little further at these three things that we're given or gifted with. Our bodies are pretty amazing. They come equipped with approximately 62,000 miles of capillaries, an electrical warning signal system, a built-in highly sophisticated audio-visual system, and we're given a generous lifespan. Even though 200 years ago it was only 35, we've more than doubled it now. Means we're pretty remarkable at improving our bodies over time. Our brain or our minds are like the control center for while we're here on Earth. They may only weigh 2.5 to 3 pounds, but they hold 30 billion cells called neurons, and each neuron is capable of handling approximately 1 million bits of information. Yowza. Our information station, if you want to call it that, is the place that we store our cleverly designed formulas, anecdotes, and coping strategies for dealing with this earth. It's the place that we go and store our experiences, our right and wrongness. Our fears are up there. Our saboteur hangs out up there waiting to trip us up. Our ego's there, our boundaries are there, our individuality. It's kind of a battlefield, if you will. And I see it as boxes because I think that we're clever enough to pull like thoughts together and organize them well in our heads so we can pull them out at any given time that we might need a thought. If you think about the boxes in our head, though, by the end of our life, we have quite a few, right? And I see it as we have small ones and big ones depending on how much attention we pay to it and how much we feed it. So, for example, let's say you're a child and you're bullied and you create a small bully box because you put your experience in it, neatly organize it, tidy it up, and you, though, decide that it was not a good experience, you didn't like it, so you're constantly looking over your shoulder for the next experience because you want to avoid it. With that said, you're giving it thought every day, right? And you start feeding it those thoughts. All of a sudden, your bully box becomes bigger because you fed it. Well, let's say one day a bully comes up to you and you think, oh, here it comes. Here comes a bully experience. You pull out your box. You pull out your experience so that you can come up with some sort of remedy or anecdote for the ongoing experience. With that said, you're feeding it again. It becomes bigger and bigger, depending on how it goes, of course. But let's say that you still are afraid of the next bully, so to speak. You don't want it to happen again, so you continue to feed it, and it can become bigger yet. And by the time you're old and gray, you could look back on life and say, wow, my entire life, I've paid attention to this one bully experience, and I've actually filtered my entire life through it. So it's skewed everything I looked at. That's how much a box in our head can affect our thinking, can affect our life. Like I said, it's a battleground up here, and a lot of fears hang out up here, and they can increasingly grow boxes into things that control our thinking. However, you can grow boxes, but you can also grow your spirit. And again, if you remember, right, the spirit is amazing. It's the place where all the answers are. So when you grow this spot, you're actually growing your God spot. It's your aura, your core. And this is where we're all one. We're all connected here. It's past, present, and future, the universe, the cosmos. Here is where Einstein thoughts are and Edison thoughts. It's the connecting piece that connects us to people and trees and animals and flowers. It's where everything makes sense. It holds all the answers. It's limitless. It has balance and harmony, peace, forgiveness, joy. It's amazing. And when you grow from that spot, you become love-driven, which means that your ideas are flowing and expansive and open. They seek connection. It seeks possibilities, and it's looking at the bigger picture. It holds freedom and peace and hope and joy and fulfillment. And as you see, you don't lose the boxes in your head. All your experiences are still there, but you become driven by your spirit. And when that happens, you light up because it's so expansive. Again, it can't be contained, and it calls forth the same thing from other people. So if you can imagine, if you're in a relationship or you have a business, you can do business one of two ways. You can do it from the boxes in our head, right? Bouncing back and forth, being stuck, misery loves company, so to speak, right? Or you can do it from your spirit, where all the answers are, and be love-driven. And actually it, again, calls forth the same from other people and creates this amazing synergy. It's the better way to go. At least that's the way I see it. If you're fear-driven, you'll know it, because you'll feel stuck in your head, disconnected from others, ego-focused, disgruntled, closed off, desperate. You'll repeat patterns, all unfulfilling, and nothing will seem to work. You'll be focused on the small agenda or all the details. They'll drive you crazy, actually. The labels that you'll create to divide yourself from other people will be numerous. You'll feel trapped. You'll be thinking right and wrong thoughts, good and bad thoughts. And if you see, you'll be disconnected from spirit because you'll be stuck up here in your head. Not a good place to be. So how do you know on a given day which way you're coming from, love or fear? And how do you hope to grow your spirit versus the boxes in your head? Well, first, check in with yourself. Are you feeding one or the other? If you're feeding fear, again, anger, ego, labels, disconnect, self-centered, withdrawn, and apathy. If you're feeding love, again, the things that will show up, kindness, service to others, you'll be inclusive, including other people, you'll create connections, community, you'll find resolutions for problems, and you'll have concern for other people. Also, from that heart-centered place, you'll choose to expand your scope of love. You'll become more curious rather than just cutting people off. You'll seek out connection rather than boxing yourself in. You'll practice forgiveness. You'll have hope. You'll go with the flow, remain open to opportunities. You'll serve and give. You'll be kind. So again, I am encouraging you and myself to constantly choose love, to seek connection, and to grow from there. And then watch what happens. It's amazing. All right, that's all I got this time. Over and out. Peace. This is Robin signing off. Thank you.